Good morning. Today is Monday, October 21st, 2024. It is 10 a.m. and I call this meeting of the Platte County Commission to order. Commissioner Wood, would you please lead us in the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly. If you are so inclined, please join me in prayer. Father, we thank you so much that you are a generous God and that you desire good things for your kids and for the county. We ask for you to give us your wisdom in governing, give us favor to everyone here that works at the county. We ask for wisdom for them too and protection over all the employees in Jesus' name. Amen. You would stand with me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Wood. First item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda.
I move approval of the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Frederick?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Commissioner Banner?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next on the agenda is the consent calendar.
To approve consent.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the consent calendar. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Frederick?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Commissioner Banner?
Yes.
The motion carries 3-0. Next on the agenda, business action items. And the first one is 2024 CO 187. This is going to be preceded by a public hearing to amend the budget, all to be presented by our auditor, Kevin Robinson.
Did that open the public hearing?
We don't have to vote to open the public hearing, do we? Okay, the public hearing is now at 10:02 and the public hearing is open.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kevin Robinson, Platte County Auditor. If you'll recall, back on September 30th during session, we did request to have today's public hearing. The proposed amendments were made available prior to 10 a.m. on October 20th. And of course, those are available online and in the office. The affected funds and departments impacted by the proposed amendments include the Road Sales Tax Joint Projects Fund, Road Sales Tax Platte City Fund, Road Sales Tax Parkville Fund, Crooked Road Highway 45 NID Bond Fund, and then under the General Fund, the Sheriff's Office. With that walk through, there's not many, but just to point out a couple of things, starting with the General Fund. We have an increase of about $5,200 in a grant award for the Sheriff's Office, and then we have some proceeds of sales of some older vehicles, which will go towards replacing and repairing other vehicles. Then moving down into the second item on the schedule, 3103 Road Sales Tax Joint Projects. And Commissioners recall that this is part of the new sales tax distribution schedule, where 10% of the collections go into a reserve for projects with our outlying areas of cities, counties, special road districts. And we recently approved two agreements. One was with the city of Platte City, and the other was with the city of Parkville. One for $25,000, the other for $500,000. So what these transfers are doing is moving money from where we're holding the joint sales tax collections to the representative cities for distributions. And that's how they will get their monies for those contracts that you approved recently. Of course, Platte City was $25,000, Parkville was $500,000. From there, the last item is a $500 adjustment in expense for bond expense to cover for the Crooked Road Highway 45 NID project. $500 bond expense that was not anticipated. With that, gladly answer any questions you may have.
Okay. Any questions by the commission?
Yeah, I do.
Commissioner Wood.
Mr. Robinson, the Crooked Road NID, $500 worth of bond expenses. What exactly is going? Because that was
I'm going to defer that to our Public Roads Director. The question is about what is that bond for the Crooked Road?
the bond expenses, $500 for the Crooked Road NID.
I'm not sure off the top of my head, I apologize, but it is an unusual expense, and I should have looked at it, but I didn't prior to, because normally bonds are paid by the developers, not the county, so that's why I'm,
By the NID
Right.
itself, it should be covering it. So is that coming out of
So-
general fund?
no, it is coming out of, glasses back, the 4460 is the fund for the Crooked Road.
Oh, so it is coming out of the NID.
Yeah, it will be, more likely what this is happening is we're having to cover the expense, and then when we get our payment from the DA, we'll get reimbursed for it. Is what I would anticipate.
Okay, yeah, because we should not be floating anything for that. So should be self-funded.
So it's a timing matter with the NIDS, especially this one, if you'll recall, they collect and then submit their taxes. The bond schedule doesn't tie exactly to it, so we float them every year until we get that money.
Yeah, that was an issue. It was more than that in past,
Okay.
but we need to not. So yeah, okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any further comments about the proposed budget amendments? All right, it is 10:06 a.m. and the public hearing is closed. Now we're going to consider 2024 CO 167,
So Commissioner, again,
or 187, excuse me.
187, yes. Again, good morning, Kevin Robinson, Platte County Auditor. Just for the record, in the first paragraph on the CO, second sentence, we identified that we had not updated the date to today's public hearing. It still reflected last public hearing for amendments. That has been corrected, and the clerk does have an updated and corrected copy of the right date for your signature.
Okay,
So with that,
noted.
Commissioners, just for the record, the funds and departments impacted by the proposed amendments that were just discussed in the public hearing include the road sales tax joint fund project, road sales tax Platte City Fund, road sales tax Parkville Fund, Crooked Road Highway 45 Mid Bond Fund, and then the general fund sheriff's office. With that, respectfully request that you propose the amendment and present it.
I move approval of 2024-CO-187, approval of amendments to the 2024 Platte County budget.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Berger?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanderburgh?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Kevin.
Commissioners,
Next on the agenda, 2024 RES 056 to be presented by Sheriff's Office Major Eric Holland. Morning, Major.
Good morning, Commissioners. Major Holland with the Sheriff's Office. With your permission, I'll discuss RES 56, RES 57, and RES 58 at the same time. They're each separate items, but they're somewhat tied together.
That's fine.
Commissioners, these three resolutions deal with requests for publication of bids related to three services down in the jail. The inmate food service contract, the inmate communications services contract, and the inmate commissary services contract. The last two, the commissary and the communications, actually tend to be revenue generating contracts for the county because the expenses tied to those items are either completely borne by the inmates or it's initial purchase by the county, and then inmates make purchases that reimburse the county on those items. The food contract for RES 56, pretty self-explanatory, relates to the food services, preparing meals down in the jail. Years ago, the county had that as county employees. A decision was made, let it out to bid, and bring a private company in to do the inmate food services, which actually saved the county a substantial amount of money in that process. And this one and the other two are just more due diligence bids to make sure we're still getting the best bang for the county's buck in these respective areas. Communications deals with inmate phone calls. These are usually either collect calls or the inmates can buy phone cards to where they're making the phone calls. It also potentially ties into the video visits or the other means of inmate communications that can alternate back and forth between the commissary bid. So the way each one of these bids is structured is if there are services that could be provided by multiple vendors, they can do a flat bid or they can list out these independent services and we can make evaluations. Do the video calls go to the phone company or do they go to the commissary company?
I move approval of 2024-RES-056, request for bids for inmate food service.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes,
Commissioner West?
Yes.
Commissioner Baier?
Yes.
that motion carries 3-0.
Move to approve business action item 16, 2024 RES 057, an RFP for inmate communications and service.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes,
Commissioner West?
Yes.
Commissioner Baier?
Yes.
that motion carries 3-0.
I move approval of 2024-RES-058, request for bids for inmate commissary and services.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes,
Commissioner West?
Yes.
Commissioner Baier?
Yes.
that motion carries 3-0. Next on the agenda, 2024 CO188.
Commissioners, I'll give you the background for 188 and 189 at the same time. They are both professional service agreements related to HIDA attorneys. They're just independent agreements because they're two different attorneys. HIDA is a federal task force. HIDA stands for High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area. It's a task force that covers the Kansas City metro area, including Platte County. Platte County has been a participant in the HIDA task force for a number of years without actually having to provide a full-time or part-time person to the task force by operating as the fiscal agent for the task force. The way this program works, there's some federal rules regarding money flowing from one federal agency to another federal agency and having to have an independent fiscal agent. So the county serves as a fiscal agent where money is passed from one arm of the federal government to pay for special United States attorneys that focus on federal drug crimes in the HIDA region that covers Platte County. They submit their time records and then the county then passes that money to the Department of Justice to pay the salaries of those individuals. There is no county money that's in play. It's a 100% pass through where money comes in from the federal government and then out to the U.S. Department of Justice. And if the grant money is not provided through the HIDA task force, then the county has no obligation to pay the U.S. Department of Justice for these salaries.
Move to approve business action item 6F, 2024 CO 188, professional service agreement with HIDA attorney Jessica Jennings.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes,
Commissioner West?
Yes.
Commissioner Baier?
Yes.
the motion carries 3-0.
I move approval of 2024-CO-189, professional service agreement with HIDA attorney Hannah Lucas.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes,
Commissioner West?
Yes.
Commissioner Baier?
Yes.
that motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Major. Next on the agenda, 2024 CO 190 to be presented by Parks and Recreations Director Daniel Erickson. Morning, Daniel.
Good morning, Commissioners. Daniel Erickson, on behalf of the Parks Department. With the Commission's permission, I would like to just do one presentation for the next three items. They are all interconnected.
Okay.
As you are aware, Platte County Park Board has highlighted the need to focus on making important trail connections, to connect our larger trail system into high-density neighborhoods as best possible. So we focused on this project, which was to connect the new Brush Creek Trail into the Thousand Oaks neighborhood and adjoining the Hidden Valley is adjoining neighborhood. So these three items represent that work. We have before you today a contract award, a contract agreement, and an agreement for services for inspections. The bid award was a highly competitive bid. We had 6 weeks of open bid. We had a pre-bid meeting where we believe we had 15 different companies represented for that pre-bid meeting. Ultimately, we had 6 firms that submitted a bid. The lowest and best bid, as outlined in the order today, it was Superior Bowen, which was low bid by approximately $200,000. So, and clearly qualified to do the work. So the bid award recommendation is to award the bid to Superior Bowen. Item J, CO 196, is the contract that we've prepared between Platte County and Superior Bowen. That contract has been reviewed by staff. It's been reviewed by the county attorney, Mr. Redmond. It's been reviewed by the county auditor, certified that the funds are available. Contract award amount is $1,573,922.15 cents. So 1.57. All to be paid through county parks and stormwater sales tax. The bouncing around to item H is an agreement for services with the Renaissance Infrastructure Consulting Company. They're the group that did the design for this project. We are seeking to have them continue on during the construction phase to do survey staking, to do shop drawing review of to do inspections as the construction of this project. It's a little over half mile, but it's a difficult half mile construction because, as you are aware, we're going from near the creek up to the bridge, so there's quite a bit of slope. There's also a bridge included, but we're connecting at least 800 homes to this trail, so I think it's critically important. So we are seeking to engage this company as the kind of our on-site engineer for inspection and shop drawing review and so forth, make sure it's built correctly. And that contract, again, been reviewed by the attorney. Funds are certified available. It's for $76,960. So with that, staff recommends you approve all of which you need to be voted on separately, items H, I, and J.
Move to approve business action item 6H 2024 CO 190 agreement of services with Renaissance Infrastructure Consulting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryder?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Commissioner Vanderburgh?
Yes.
The motion carries 3-0.
Move approval of 2024-CO-195, the bid award to Superior Bowen Asphalt Company for the Thousand Oaks Trail construction. Connector construction.
I'm going to abstain. I'm
Okay.
going to abstain, so second.
Okay, yeah. I second that. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryder?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Abstain.
Commissioner Vanderburgh?
Yes.
That motion carries with 2 yeses and 1 abstention.
I move approval of 2024-CO-196, the contract award with Superior Bowen Asphalt Company for the Thousand Oaks Connector Trail construction.
I second that. Are there any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Fryder?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Abstain.
Commissioner Vanderburgh?
Yes.
That motion carries with 2 yes votes and 1 abstention. Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you. One little bit item on this. The contract does include a completion by date of May the 30th, 2025.
May 3rd, 2025. When are they going to start?
As soon as I get the signed documents, they'll have the ability to start.
So the contract with Renaissance, that's basically, they're doing things that we did mostly in-house on the previous Brush Creek
Well,
Trail where Chris
no.
spent his life out on the
I mean,
Brush Creek Trail.
They're doing what, in that case, is Trans Systems. We ended up having a similar type contract.
Okay.
On that project, they're just being the designer of this, they're doing it first on this project. So,
Are you still going to have to spend a lot of time out there?
yes,
Yeah, like before?
yeah,
Okay.
we're not paying for an engineer for $400 an hour to set out there every
Yeah.
day. We're just having them on call.
Yeah.
When and there will be, trails are not straight, they're curvy and hilly, so there's going
Yeah.
to be some curve balls, and you're going to need an expert, a third-party expert to come in and look at all of it and make a decision. That's what they're there for.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Next on the agenda, 2024 CO 186 to be presented by Public Works Director Bob Heim. Good morning, Bob.
Good Good morning, Commissioners. Bob Heim, Director of Public Works. Commissioners, CO 186 is an order for your approval. It would be a contract between Platte County and Howell Company. This is for the construction services side of the South Crooked Road Bridge project. We currently have it under design, but this contract would carry from the point of starting construction, actually bidding, and then going completely through closeout. This is a federally funded project, meaning that we are getting VRO funds on it, and there will be soft match credit available as well. So this contract, in essence, most likely be refunded at 100%. We'll have to front the money, but we will get 80% VRO funds from feds, and then we'll also get another 20 in soft match credit.
Excellent.
Total on this contract is $54,300. The county attorney has reviewed the contract and has approved it. As well, the county auditor is certified that funds are available, so staff would recommend that the commission approve this contract.
Move to approve business action item 6K, 2024 CO 186, a contract approval with Professional Construction Engineering Services for the South Crooked Road Bridge.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Freighter.
Yes.
Commissioner Wood.
Yes.
Commissioner Vandermark.
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next on the agenda, 2024 CO 193.
Commissioners, this CO is for replacement of an existing Ford F-550 dump bed truck and SUV that we have in the department. Under Resolution 2024-RES-012, the Sheriff's Department currently has a vehicle purchase plan in place with Airport, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram that allows for cooperative purchasing by other Platte County departments. Our staff has identified a couple replacement vehicles with Airport Chrysler, one being a new Dodge 2024 Ram 5500 chassis and cab that's to be set up to receive a dump body through the next item on the agenda. And then a 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee. The individual cost for the cab and chassis is $67,498. The Jeep is $39,999 for a total of $107,497. The memorandum of understanding that we would like to enter into with Airport Chrysler has been reviewed by the county counselor, and the county auditor has certified the funds are available. Staff would recommend approval.
I move approval of 2024-CO-193, a memorandum of understanding for the purchase of pickup truck and SUV.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Freighter.
Yes.
Commissioner Wood.
Yes.
Commissioner Vandermark.
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Next on the agenda, 2024 CO 194.
And Commissioners, this item relates back to the cabin chassis in the previous item. This will be for the purchase of a 9-foot-long dump bed body that will be installed on that cabin chassis. The staff has identified a current bid that is good through November 30th of 2024 that was submitted and accepted by the city of Kansas City, Missouri. It's under their contract EV 2959 modification number 1. It is from American Equipment, and it's for fabrication, installation, and repair of new and existing truck mounted equipment. We would like to enter into a memorandum of understanding with American to purchase that dump body through the cooperative abilities that we have as a government entity. The memorandum has been reviewed by county counselor and approved, and county auditor has certified that funds are available in the amount of $20,411.51.
Move to approve 2024 CO 194, an MOU for a pickup truck dump body purchase.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on this item. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Commissioner Vader?
Yes.
That motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Bob. Next on the agenda, announcements from county office holders and staff. Public Minister, County Administrator Wes Minder, hi.
Good morning, Commissioners. As you know, the county owns a cabin, the Dorothy Day Cabin, and we have a program currently where we have an artist working in that cabin. And I just wanted to take the time to publicly thank Mr. Daniel Erickson. Last Tuesday, we had an incident with the plumbing down at that cabin, and there was no one available, and Mr. Erickson was wonderful enough to take care of business above his job duties, and I just wanted to publicly thank him for that and then let everyone know that the cabin is working and we do have an artist down there. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Daniel. Any public comments today? Commissioner comments? Okay. Adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Brinker?
Yes.
Commissioner Wood?
Yes.
Yes.
The motion carries 3-0. It's 10:26 a.m. and we are adjourned.